Hello, my curious souls. Today I wanted to talk to you about our recent podcast episode on our podcast, What's That Haint? This episode was actually our season 2 finale, and you can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere. This video, though, is to actually advocate for a place that deserves your attention. So I hope you will stick with me throughout this. For those who are not podcast fans, no worries. I wanted to make this video so I could share with you this information that is truly important to me because I could use your help. So, this episode is called What Lies Beneath. And that's because in it we actually discuss paranormal events and possibilities around haunted coal mines. But this episode was actually made with another intent. And that was to advocate for a place called Martin County, Kentucky. Why is Martin County, Kentucky so near and dear to my heart? Well, simple question gets a simple answer. It's where I was raised. It's my hometown, and when you see your people suffering, you have to say something. Coal is a large part of most Appalachian history, and Martin County, Kentucky was a small coal mining town. Coal thrived mostly within the 70s to the 90s and some beyond. Coal brought hope because for one of the first times there was an opportunity for the residents of Martin County, Kentucky to provide for their families with a steady income and to bring pride to their town to help it survive economically. So many individuals took that opportunity and went into that darkness underground to do manual labor. The benefits were to provide for their families, but what they sacrificed in return was much darker. Black lung, bodies so damaged that they cannot enjoy retirement, and mental scars of those friends and family that they lost in those mines are burdens that they still carry today. They paid a hefty price for survival, and their families did as well. You see, when we created our nonprofit Mountain Mama Investigations, it was because we wanted to preserve Appalachian history. But we cannot preserve that history if we do not preserve the people. Kentucky needed Martin County, and I believe that Judge Executive of Martin County, Dr. Lon Lafferty, said it best when he said, "Counties such as Martin and Pike built the state of Kentucky through the coal severance funds made possible by the blood, sweat, and tears of coal miners." You see, Martin County and other areas that have experienced this are collateral damage in a destructive system. How were those who worked in these mines repaid? In the year 2000, a slurry pond, a pond for washing coal, broke in Martin County, Kentucky. This resulted in the contamination of their main water source, destruction of the environment and wildlife, and groundwater that can no longer be used as a secondary source as it was also contaminated by this spill. It has been 23 years, and those residents of Martin County, Kentucky are still denied the basic human right and need of clean water. No one should ever have to worry about what they will contract when they drink from their tap. In addition to this, their water lines are in such disrepair that half the time they cannot even get this contaminated water into their homes. They rely on collecting rainwater, bottled water, which increases waste, and increased water utility bills for a service they cannot even get. Water not fit to drink, bathe in, brush your teeth in, but they are expected to use it when they can get it and to raise their children with this water. These people are being poisoned and their mountains left desecrated, mutilated, and destroyed, all at the hands of greed. President Lyndon B. Johnson declared the war of poverty while in Martin County, but that war still hasn't been won. 23 years later, this water crisis has been fought and still no clean water. Some may say they decided to dig for coal, but I say and to remind you that their state and King Coal asked them to. And what would you do to provide for your family? Some may ask, why don't they move? Well, I ask why they should, and why should they be asked to leave their generational homes, and who says that many could afford to? The problem lies in the fact that there are those who have the opportunity to rectify this crisis as much as it can be, but it seems to have fallen upon muted ears. What can you do? educate yourself on the Martin County, Kentucky water crisis, and then tell someone else about it, because this is a conversation that needs to keep being had. I am proud of where I'm from. I am proud of those who have been fighting the good fight since this event occurred. Some of the most intelligent people I know are from that county, and that county gave me the opportunities that I've had today. My stories, research, and folklore came from that county. I may not be sitting here today sharing these stories with you had it not been for that small town. If you know a way to help or have a resource to help, please reach out to them and contact Martin County, because 23 years is long enough, too long. If we want to preserve Appalachian history and all those paranormal haunt stories, then we have to preserve the people. When your fellow human hurts, do we condemn them or do we help them? The hills, mountains, and people of eastern Kentucky cry out. But King Cole, where are you now? Do you even hear their cries? As for the government of Kentucky, where are you? Because your people need you, just like you needed them in those mines. Thank you for watching this and joining me today, as I do not usually speak so boldly on matters. But when your people hurt, you hurt too. And there are some things that demand you to speak out if you want change, and Martin County deserves that change. Stay curious, my souls.